The deeper truth, the environment in which you live and work holds an undeniable power over the course your life will take. It molds your attitudes, influences your decisions, and steers your actions. This environment isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, and social. Whether consciously or unconsciously, the circumstances and people you allow into your life will shape who you become. It's not just a matter of luck, fate, or circumstance. It's a deliberate, continuous influence on your future. The truth is, your destiny is being shaped right now by the world you have surrounded yourself with. The deeper truth, the environment that surrounds you today is not a random accident. You have, to some degree, chosen it, even if you have not actively sought it. The deeper truth, the choices you've made over time have led you to the place you are now. From the people you choose to associate with to the thoughts you allow to dwell in your mind. Everything that is part of your immediate environment serves to direct your life. And while it may be tempting to attribute success or failure to the unpredictability of life or to the actions of others, it is important to recognize that you hold a great deal of control. Your environment has power, but it is also something that can be consciously controlled and altered according to your desires and ambitions. The importance of environment is grounded in the basic fact that the human mind is influenced by what it consistently experiences. Imagine the mind as a fertile field, waiting to be planted with ideas, thoughts, the deep earth, and beliefs. Just as a farmer must choose the seeds that will yield the kind of crop he desires, so too must you choose the influences that will shape your thinking. Your thoughts are the seeds, and the environment is the soil in which they grow. When the mind is exposed to negative influences, whether through toxic relationships, a lack of stimulation, or a pessimistic worldview, those seeds are poisoned, and your thoughts will inevitably lean towards negativity and self-doubt. In contrast, when your environment is filled with positive, inspiring influences, whether it's books that challenge your intellect, people who lift your spirits, or experiences that push you to grow, the seeds you plant in your mind have fertile ground in which to thrive. The result is a mind that is full of possibilities, creativity, depth, and ambition. The more you examine your life, the clearer it becomes that the people and experiences you surround yourself with play a pivotal role in shaping your destiny. Relationships are perhaps the most influential aspect of your environment. The people you associate with influence your thoughts, your habits, and your ambitions. As the old saying goes, the deeper truth, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This means that if you are consistently surrounded by individuals who think small, who settle for mediocrity, or who constantly focus on problems instead of solutions, it becomes almost impossible for you to break free from that mindset. On the other hand, if you align yourself with individuals who are motivated, who see possibilities instead of obstacles, and who are continually striving for excellence, you will be propelled forward by the sheer force of their example. Your environment is an invisible force that, whether you realize it or not, pushes you to either rise higher or remain stagnant. The nature of your environment also impacts the way you view yourself. How you feel about your own potential, your capabilities, and your worth is directly tied to the messages you receive from your surroundings. If your environment constantly affirms your sense of self-worth, you will develop a confident and positive outlook. If, on the other hand, you are repeatedly subjected to criticism, rejection, or negativity, your belief in your abilities will be diminished. Your self-image will suffer, and your actions will reflect those limitations. The messages you receive from your environment, whether verbal or nonverbal, shape your identity, and ultimately, the person you see yourself as becomes the person you become. What's crucial to understand, however, the deeper is that you have the power to alter this environment. Your environment does not have to remain static. It is a fluid, evolving thing that can be shaped and molded according to your desires. The deeper truth. Just as a sculptor takes a block of stone and chisels away to reveal the masterpiece within, you can take control of your environment and shape it to align with your purpose. This may mean removing yourself from toxic relationships, distancing yourself from negative people, and surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire and challenge you to be the best version of yourself. It may also mean creating a physical environment that supports your goals, whether that involves decluttering your space to foster mental clarity or organizing your workspace to promote productivity. Your environment is not a passive influence. It is an active partner in the creation of your destiny. Moreover, it is essential to realize that the ability to change your environment starts with the mind. The mental environment you cultivate is just as important as your physical surroundings. A person who is surrounded by wealth and success, but who constantly thinks in terms of scarcity, lack, and fear will find themselves trapped in a cycle of frustration and missed opportunities. The mind must be trained to see possibilities, to think expansively, and to focus on solutions rather than problems. The deep truth: when you take charge of your mental environment, you begin to see new opportunities that were once invisible. You begin to act with purpose, guided by a clear vision of what you want to achieve. It is not enough to passively accept your environment as it is. To create a future that aligns with your dreams and aspirations, you must take deliberate action to shape your surroundings. This begins with choosing your thoughts carefully, associating with individuals who encourage your growth, and curating an environment that constantly nourishes your mind and spirit. The deeper truth: the more you expose yourself to positive, growth-oriented influences, the more you will begin to attract similar people and experiences into your life. Your environment, both internal and external, becomes a mirror of your thoughts and beliefs. By consciously directing your thoughts and actions, you create the conditions necessary for your ultimate success. In the end, your destiny is not left to chance. The deeper truth: it is the direct result of the environment you create for yourself. By being intentional about the influences you allow into your life, and by carefully choosing the environment that supports your growth, you pave the way for a future that aligns with your deepest desires and highest aspirations. The power to shape your destiny is in your hands, and it begins with the environment you cultivate today. The power of your mind is extraordinary, but it is not an isolated force. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you nurture, and the ideas that occupy your mind are all greatly influenced by the environment in which you live. Like a seed planted in fertile soil, your thoughts are nurtured and grown by the conditions surrounding them. If the environment is rich with positive energy, growth is inevitable. If the environment is barren or toxic, the growth of your mind will be stunted and your potential will remain dormant. Consider for a moment how much of what you believe, the decisions you make, and the actions you take are the result of your immediate surroundings. Your environment is the fertile ground that determines which seeds of thought will sprout and which will wither. Whether you are aware of it or not, everything around you, your friends, your family, your work environment, your living situation, the media you consume, feeds into your thought patterns. What you expose yourself to, physically and mentally, has a profound impact on your state of mind and, ultimately, your destiny. The mind, though powerful, is susceptible to the influences of the external world. Every interaction, every piece of information you absorb, every person you converse with contributes to the growth of your thoughts. These influences can either build you up or tear you down. The people around you, for example, play a significant role in shaping your thinking. If you are surrounded by individuals who speak of success, who are focused on solutions and forward progress, it becomes much easier for you to align your thoughts with positivity and growth. Their mindset becomes a model for your own. However, if you are consistently surrounded by people who dwell on problems, who focus on what cannot be done rather than what can be done, your thinking will naturally shift towards negativity. Like a plant that receives too little sunlight, your thoughts will become dark and unproductive. Equally influential is the information you consume. The books you read, the movies you watch, the articles and blogs you follow, each of these provides seeds for your thoughts. If you immerse yourself in literature that challenges your thinking, that stretches your imagination, and that inspires you to reach higher, you will begin to think differently. Your thoughts will evolve, and with them, your approach to life. On the other hand, if your exposure is limited to trivial, shallow, or negative content, your thoughts will mirror that. It's easy to get swept up in the currents of everyday distractions, reality television, mindless social media scrolling, or gossip. But these things do little to foster the kind of mindset needed for success. Instead, they nourish superficial thoughts that do not serve you in achieving your greater goals. The environment also includes the physical spaces you occupy. If you are surrounded by clutter, chaos, or disorder, it can be difficult to focus your mind. The environment of your home or workspace plays a direct role in your mental clarity and emotional well-being. A messy desk, an overcrowded room, or an untidy living space sends the message that things are out of control. When your physical surroundings are in disarray, it becomes harder to think clearly, to focus on the tasks at hand, or to imagine the possibilities for your future. In contrast, when your environment is organized, clean, and pleasant, it sends a message of order and control to your subconscious mind. It allows you to focus on what truly matters and to direct your thoughts toward your goals with intention and purpose. But beyond the physical environment lies a deeper, more subtle influence, The emotional and psychological atmosphere created by the people around you. The energy of those you interact with on a daily basis shapes your thoughts and emotions. If you are in the presence of positive, driven individuals, you will be naturally inclined to adopt their attitude. Their enthusiasm becomes infectious, their optimism becomes your own, and their sense of possibility expands your own vision. But if you are constantly surrounded by negativity, criticism, and pessimism, your thoughts will reflect that. It becomes more challenging to hold on to hope, to believe in your own potential, and to see beyond the immediate difficulties in your life. You begin to see obstacles instead of opportunities, setbacks instead of stepping stones. In the same way that a plant cannot grow without the right amount of sunlight, water, and nutrients, your thoughts cannot thrive in a barren environment. The people you spend time with, the information you expose yourself to, and the spaces you inhabit all serve as the nutrients for your mind. The more nourishing those elements are, the more robust and resilient your thoughts will become. This is why it is so important to carefully curate the influences that shape your thinking. Your thoughts are not a random assortment of ideas, they are a reflection of the environment in which they grow. To control and direct your thoughts, you must take charge of your environment. This begins with choosing the right people to surround yourself with. Individuals who encourage your growth, challenge your assumptions, and hold you to a higher standard. It means seeking out knowledge that stimulates your mind and aligns with your goals. It means creating physical spaces that are conducive to focus and clarity. And it means filtering out the negative, the limiting, and the destructive influences that threaten to poison your thoughts. One of the most profound aspects of this process is that, as you change your environment, you will find that your thoughts begin to change on their own. The more you expose yourself to positive, growth-oriented influences, the more natural it becomes to think in terms of abundance, possibility, and success. The more you immerse yourself in empowering ideas, the more you will begin to see the world as a place of opportunity. Your mindset will shift, and as a result, your thoughts will align with your newly cultivated beliefs. Just as a plant cannot grow in soil that lacks the right nutrients, your mind cannot reach its full potential without the proper nourishment. You must feed your mind with the right ideas, the right people, and the right environments. Your thoughts will become the fertile ground for the seeds of your future success, and with the right conditions, they will flourish and bear fruit. It's easy to feel as though the circumstances of your life are predetermined. You might look at the environment in which you were born and feel that your future has already been written for you. However, this way of thinking ignores one fundamental truth: your environment is not something you must passively accept or inherit. While you cannot control where you were born or the early conditions of your life, you absolutely have the power to shape and choose the environment you live in, both physically and mentally. In fact, your ability to choose your environment is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal in shaping your destiny. The idea that we are products of our circumstances is pervasive in society. People often believe that their upbringing, their social status, or their location determines the course of their lives. But this belief is a limitation of perspective. The truth is that while our early environment may influence us, it does not define us permanently. You are not bound to the conditions of your birth, nor are you beholden to the influences you were exposed to in your formative years. You can choose the environment you wish to inhabit, and that environment can be the foundation for a future entirely different from your past. Choosing your environment starts with awareness. The first step is recognizing that you do have a choice. Far too often, people feel trapped in their circumstances, convinced that they have no say in their environment or the way it shapes them. This belief keeps them stagnant, unable to make the changes necessary to create the life they desire. But the truth is that environment is fluid. It is something you can mold and transform with conscious effort. Whether it's your physical surroundings, the people you associate with, or the ideas you expose yourself to, you have the ability to create a space that fosters growth, success, and well-being. The concept of choosing your environment is particularly relevant in today's world. With the rise of technology and global connectivity, it is easier than ever to curate your environment to match your personal goals. You no longer need to be confined to the limitations of your immediate surroundings. Through books, podcasts, online communities, and educational platforms, you can expose yourself to ideas and people from all over the world. You can choose to immerse yourself in an environment of knowledge, inspiration, and opportunity. You can connect with individuals who share your ambitions and who can help you to rise above your current limitations. The power to choose your environment, to select the influences you allow into your life, has never been more accessible. The environment you choose to inhabit, however, isn't just about physical location or access to information. It is also about the relationships you build and the communities you engage with. Human beings are social creatures, and the people you surround yourself with play a pivotal role in shaping the direction of your life. The individuals you choose to associate with either uplift and inspire you, or they drain your energy and limit your potential. Relationships are among the most important aspects of your environment, and the quality of these relationships can directly influence the quality of your life. If you surround yourself with individuals who are negative, small-minded, or complacent, their attitudes will begin to rub off on you. You may find yourself adopting their limiting beliefs, embracing their narrow view of the world, and becoming resigned to mediocrity. In contrast, if you align yourself with people who are ambitious, motivated, and focused on growth, their energy and drive will inspire you to reach higher and achieve more. The power of association cannot be underestimated. As the old adage goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, you must seek out relationships that encourage your development, challenge your assumptions, and hold you accountable to your highest potential. Choosing your environment also involves creating a space that fosters productivity, creativity, and peace. Your physical surroundings, the places you work, live, and spend your time, have a significant impact on your mental state. A cluttered, disorganized space can lead to a cluttered, unfocused mind. When your environment is chaotic, it becomes more difficult to concentrate, to think clearly, or to make decisions. Conversely, a clean, organized, and inspiring environment allows for mental clarity, focus, and the energy needed to pursue your goals. The spaces you inhabit have a direct influence on how you feel, how you think, and how you perform. If you want to create an environment that supports your success, you must take deliberate steps to arrange your surroundings in a way that fosters positivity and growth. One of the most empowering aspects of choosing your environment is that it is an active decision. No matter what circumstances you find yourself in today, you can begin making intentional changes to create the environment that will lead you to a better future. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you choose to go from here. If your current environment is limiting your growth or happiness, you have the power to change it. This change might involve physical relocation, but it may also involve altering the way you think about your surroundings. Sometimes even a small shift in mindset can be enough to transform the way you perceive your environment and the opportunities within it. Choosing your environment also means taking responsibility for the influences you allow into your life. In today's world, we are bombarded with information from all directions: social media, news outlets, advertisements, and countless other sources. This constant influx of information can be overwhelming and often distracting. But the key to choosing a productive environment is filtering out what does not serve you. You must consciously decide what you will allow into your mind and what you will ignore. It's about being intentional with your time and your energy, and making sure that the influences you encounter align with your values and goals. When you take control of the information you consume, you take control of your mental environment, which ultimately shapes your thoughts and actions. Finally, choosing your environment is a declaration of your power to shape your own future. It's an acknowledgement that you are not bound by your past or by circumstances outside of your control. The environment you choose is a reflection of the person you are becoming and the life you want to create. When you take responsibility for your environment, you step into your own power and begin to chart a course toward the future you desire. This is not an act of passive acceptance. It is an active, deliberate choice to design a life that aligns with your dreams and aspirations. The environment you create becomes the foundation upon which your destiny is built, and with conscious effort and intention, you can shape it into something extraordinary. The relationships you form and the individuals you associate with have a profound impact on the trajectory of your life. Whether you realize it or not, the people around you play a critical role in shaping your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately, your aspirations. The power of association cannot be overstated. It is through your connections with others that you are introduced to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. The people you choose to spend time with either raise your potential or limit it, and the choices you make in who you allow into your circle will determine the heights you can reach in life. At the heart of this concept is the idea that you are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. This idea may seem simple, but its implications are far-reaching. If you surround yourself with individuals who are complacent, unmotivated, or content with mediocrity, you are likely to adopt similar attitudes and beliefs. Their lack of ambition, their comfort with settling for less, will seep into your own mindset. Over time, you begin to mirror their patterns of thinking, and as a result, you will be less likely to pursue greatness or to challenge yourself in meaningful ways. Your thoughts, your actions, and your aspirations are shaped by the individuals you allow into your life. On the other hand, when you associate with individuals who are driven, ambitious, and forward-thinking, you naturally begin to elevate your own aspirations. These people inspire you to dream bigger, work harder, and push beyond your limits. Their passion becomes contagious, and their success acts as a benchmark for what is possible. It is no coincidence that highly successful people often surround themselves with others who share their values and goals. The energy, mindset, and actions of those around you become a constant reminder of what is achievable, and this influence can push you to strive for your highest potential. The importance of association goes beyond just the impact of positive individuals. It is equally crucial to recognize the dangers of negative associations. Negative individuals, those who are constantly complaining, who lack vision, or who are focused on limiting beliefs, can slowly but surely chip away at your confidence, your motivation, and your dreams. Their negative energy can drag you down, preventing you from seeing the possibilities that lie ahead. Over time, you may find yourself adopting their defeatist mindset, and your aspirations may become narrower, more self-limiting. The people you associate with can either be a source of strength and encouragement or a force that drags you into complacency and mediocrity. Association also plays a vital role in shaping your habits and behaviors. Human beings are social creatures, and we often adopt the behaviors of those around us, whether consciously or unconsciously. If you are constantly surrounded by people who prioritize their health, their productivity, and their personal growth, you are far more likely to develop similar habits. Their disciplined approach to life will inspire you to take more responsibility for your own actions and to create habits that align with your goals. Conversely, if your circle consists of individuals who are lazy, disorganized, or content with living a life of little ambition, it will become difficult for you to develop the habits necessary for success. Your habits are a direct reflection of the influences you expose yourself to, and the people you choose to associate with will either help you develop constructive habits or reinforce destructive ones. Another powerful aspect of association is the ability to learn from others. The people you spend time with are a valuable source of knowledge, experience, and wisdom. When you align yourself with individuals who are knowledgeable in areas that interest you, you gain access to their insights, their lessons, and their expertise. This is why so many successful people actively seek out mentors, advisors, and peers who can guide them on their journey. The exchange of ideas and the sharing of experiences accelerates personal growth and can open doors that would otherwise remain closed. Through association, you gain a wealth of knowledge that can help you avoid pitfalls, make smarter decisions, and advance more quickly toward your goals. But the influence of association is not always immediate or obvious. The changes in your mindset, habits, and aspirations can be subtle, occurring gradually over time. The individuals you spend time with may not explicitly tell you what to do or how to think, but their influence is powerful nonetheless. Their actions, their choices, and their attitudes leave an indelible mark on your subconscious mind, shaping your beliefs and guiding your behavior. This is why it is so important to be intentional about the people you choose to surround yourself with. The more you seek out individuals who challenge you, inspire you, and help you grow, the more you will find your own potential expanding in ways you never thought possible. One of the most important aspects of positive association is the sense of accountability it provides. When you surround yourself with individuals who are serious about their goals and who hold themselves to high standards, you naturally begin to hold yourself accountable as well. You cannot remain complacent when those around you are actively pursuing their own success. The energy of a high, achieving group can serve as a powerful motivator, pushing you to take action and stay focused on your objectives. This accountability is invaluable because it helps you stay on track, overcome obstacles, and maintain the discipline needed to succeed. In addition to fostering accountability, association also creates opportunities for collaboration. The right relationships open up new doors and present new possibilities. When you surround yourself with individuals who share your values and goals, you create a network of support and resources that can help you achieve your ambitions. Collaborative efforts often lead to the exchange of ideas, the sharing of resources, and the creation of partnerships that propel you toward your goals. The people you associate with can help you see new opportunities and can even provide the tools, connections, and knowledge needed to seize them. Ultimately, the level of success you achieve in life will be a direct reflection of the people you choose to associate with. Your aspirations, your growth, and your achievements are shaped by the relationships you form. If you want to elevate your potential, you must choose to surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and hold you to a higher standard. The power of association is not just in the ideas and experiences you share, but in the collective energy that propels you forward. The right relationships will push you to reach new heights, and the wrong ones will anchor you in mediocrity. It is through the people you choose to associate with that your true potential will be realized. The most crucial environment you must master is not the one around you, but the one within you. The external world is simply a reflection of your internal state. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you hold about yourself create a mental environment that either nurtures or stifles your potential. The internal environment governs how you perceive and interact with the external world. If you want to change your life, the first step is to recognize that the environment within you has the power to shape your experiences and your outcomes. It is not enough to simply change your surroundings or your associations. You must also cultivate an inner environment that is conducive to growth, success, and well-being. The environment within you consists of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. These internal elements combine to form your mental and emotional landscape. How you think about yourself, the world, and the future determines the kind of actions you will take and the results you will achieve. If your internal environment is filled with self-doubt, fear, or negative thinking, it will be difficult for you to take the necessary actions to move forward in life. On the other hand, if your internal environment is filled with confidence, positivity, and a belief in your own abilities, you will find that your actions become more aligned with your goals and aspirations. Your thoughts are the foundation of your internal environment. What you think about shapes your reality. Every thought you have creates a ripple effect that influences your emotions, your decisions, and your actions. If you continually think thoughts of scarcity, limitation, or self-doubt, you will start to believe that these thoughts are true. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your beliefs about yourself and your circumstances will limit your potential, and you will unconsciously act in ways that reinforce these beliefs. In contrast, if you cultivate a mindset of abundance, opportunity, and possibility, your thoughts will lead you to take positive, proactive steps toward your goals. One of the most powerful tools for shaping your internal environment is positive affirmations. Affirmations are statements of truth that you repeat to yourself in order to shift your mindset and reinforce positive beliefs. By consistently affirming your worth, your abilities, and your potential, you can retrain your mind to focus on what is possible rather than what is impossible. When you repeat affirmations regularly, they begin to sink into your subconscious mind, gradually replacing negative, limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Over time, your internal environment becomes more supportive of your aspirations, and you begin to believe in your ability to achieve greatness. Your emotions also play a significant role in shaping your internal environment. Emotions are a direct reflection of your thoughts. If you think positively and focus on solutions, you are more likely to experience emotions like excitement, joy, and confidence. Conversely, if your thoughts are filled with fear, worry, or negativity, your emotions will mirror those thoughts. Emotions can either propel you toward success or hold you back. The key is to recognize that you have the power to control your emotional state by changing the thoughts that trigger those emotions. By cultivating positive, empowering thoughts, you can elevate your emotional state and create an internal environment that supports your goals. Beliefs are another critical component of your internal environment. Your beliefs about yourself, your abilities, and your circumstances determine how you interpret the world and how you respond to challenges. If you believe that success is reserved for others and that you are incapable of achieving your dreams, you will never take the necessary actions to pursue them. On the other hand, if you believe that you are capable, deserving, and worthy of success, you will approach life with confidence and determination. Your beliefs shape your perception of reality, and your perception, in turn, shapes your actions. One of the most significant barriers to success is the belief in limitations. Many people hold limiting beliefs that prevent them from reaching their full potential. These beliefs might stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or the influence of others. Perhaps you were told as a child that you would never amount to anything, or you witnessed others around you struggle and fail. These experiences can create limiting beliefs that linger in your subconscious mind, holding you back from achieving your goals. The key to overcoming these limitations is to recognize that your beliefs are not fixed truths. They are simply thoughts you have repeated to yourself over time. By consciously challenging these beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones, you can reshape your internal environment and unlock your full potential. Another essential aspect of the environment within you is the power of focus. What you focus on grows. If you focus on your limitations, your fears, and your past mistakes, you will continue to attract more of the same. If, however, you focus on your strengths, your opportunities, and your vision for the future, you will begin to attract more of what you desire. The power of focus cannot be underestimated. The more you direct your attention toward your goals and the positive possibilities before you, the more you will begin to take inspired action that leads you toward success. It is easy to get distracted by external circumstances or negative thoughts, but by continually refocusing your mind on what you want to achieve, you create an internal environment that aligns with your desires. The environment within you is not something that is fixed or unchangeable. It is dynamic, and it is constantly evolving based on the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs you choose to cultivate. If you are not happy with the current state of your internal environment, you have the power to change it. This change begins with awareness. You must first become aware of the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that are currently shaping your reality. Once you become aware, you can begin to consciously choose new thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that are more aligned with your goals and aspirations. By consistently reinforcing these positive changes, you can create an internal environment that supports your growth, success, and happiness. The beauty of this process is that it is entirely within your control. No one else can shape your internal environment for you. The responsibility lies with you, and with this responsibility comes immense power. By taking control of your internal environment, you take control of your destiny. The external world will reflect the inner world you create. When your internal environment is aligned with your desires, the universe will begin to respond accordingly, providing you with the opportunities, resources, and support you need to succeed. In the end, the environment that shapes your destiny is not simply the external world you navigate, but the internal world you cultivate within yourself. While the people you associate with, the spaces you inhabit, and the experiences you seek out certainly play pivotal roles in influencing your path, the ultimate determinant of your success is the environment inside your mind and heart. The thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you nurture internally create a foundation upon which your actions are built. When you learn to intentionally shape your inner world, through positive thinking, emotional resilience, and empowering beliefs, you unlock the potential to transform every aspect of your life. Choosing the right environment, both externally and within, is a powerful tool. The people you align yourself with, the mindset you develop, and the intentionality you bring to your daily life all combine to create a future that reflects your true potential. It is not your circumstances that dictate your fate, but the way you respond to them. When you take ownership of your internal environment and actively seek out an external environment that aligns with your aspirations, you are fully equipped to manifest the life you desire. Your environment, both within and around you, holds the key to unlocking your highest potential. By carefully curating your thoughts, beliefs, relationships, and surroundings, you can create a life that reflects your aspirations and dreams. Remember that the environment you choose today will shape the person you become tomorrow, and with intention and action, you can create the destiny you envision.